जेव्हा ही परिस्थिती चालू होती, तर सर्व लोकं असे इकडे-तिकडे लपत होते. पण माझ्या माइंडमध्ये जे विचार चालू होता, तो विचार हा होता का परत मी एवढ्या लोकांची मदत घेऊन परत काही कर्ज वगैरे करून परत एक्सपिडिशनसाठी आलेलो आहे. आणि परत आता हे एक्सपिडिशन रद्द होईल आणि पुढच्या वेळेस मला नाही वाटत हे एक्सपिडिशन परत होऊ शकते. आणि मग त्यावेळेस मी खूप थकलो होतो आणि ते माइंडमध्ये विचार होता. ऑलमोस्ट सांगतो असा मोठा अव्लांच समोर आल्यानंतर सुद्धा मी त्याच्या समोरच उभं होतो. असं बघत होतो. ते एकदम समोर येत होता आणि मला तेच माइंडमध्ये चालू होतं, की आता आपली एक्सपिडिशन रद्द होणार. मला अशी मरण्याची तिथं भीती नव्हती. कधी-कधी असं वाटत होतं, त्याच्या खाली दबून गेले तरी उत्तम. कारण ते परत येऊन थोडं सर्व स्ट्रगल करणे, परत लोकांना ते फेस करणे खूप अवघड काम होतं मला.
Mount Everest, the highest peak on earth and a parlous dream for mountaineers. The summit of the Everest is at 29,029 feet and in minus 40 degrees temperature. Humans are never meant to survive here, but it is in human nature to challenge the impossible. So every year, hundreds of mountaineers try to conquer it. Some succeed while others fail. Some created history while others became one. And nobody ever thought that a kid from the historic city called Aurangabad would ever think about climbing it. Aurangabad is called a historic city not only because it has monuments like Ellora and Ajanta caves, but because the youth of this city is capable of creating the history of their own. Aurangabad city is safe under protection of Maharashtra police. They have always ensured that the city gets a police force of which it should feel proud. Among these brave souls of Maharashtra police, one stood by his dream and made the nation proud. That jewel in Maharashtra police is Constable Rafiq Tahir Shaikh. Rafiq Tahir Shaikh was born on 8th August 1986 to Tahir Shaikh, a farmer by profession, and Karima B in the village of Naigaon near the city of Aurangabad, Maharashtra.
माझं लहानपण हे एकदम गरीब कुटुंबात गेलं. आम्ही 5 भाऊ आहे. आई-वडील आणि आई-वडील आई म्हणजे घरगुती काम आणि वडील थोडी आमची शेती होती, तर ते शेती बघायचे. आणि 5 भाऊ आम्ही. पण आमच्या आई-वडिलांनाही इनफॅक्ट आईने पण आणि वडिलांनी पण शाळेत पाठवण्यापासून पहिलेच त्यांचा जोर होता आणि शिक्षण हा मुलांना मिळालंच पाहिजे. त्यांच्याकडे खूप त्यांचं बारकाईने लक्ष होतं.
Although Aurangabad city does not have any huge mountains, it is blessed with many small hills. Those hills always attracted Rafiq when he was a kid. He always had a special spot in his heart for courageous sports. Rafiq was unbeatable in running during his school days. When he was 15, he wanted to be a part of the Maharashtra Cadet Corps, MCC. Unfortunately, he was not selected as they thought that he was not physically fit enough.
दूसरे दिन फिर ये आए घर पे और रोने लगे कि मैं क्या हुआ बेटा? बोले पापा वो वहाँ पर एमसीसी हुई। बोले एमसीसी क्या होती है? बोले एक हाफ चड्डी होती है और टी शर्ट मिलता है और रनिंग होती है, स्पोर्ट का होता है। तो मेरे को होना था, मेरे को नहीं दिए। मैं तो बहुत अच्छा है तुम सब बच्चों से। तो ठीक है कल बात करेंगे। कल आता मैं स्कूल में। तो मैं दूसरे दिन ही स्कूल में गया। तो फिर उनकी क्लास में रफीक को बुलाया। मैंने बोला तुम्हारे स्पोर्ट के टीचर कौन से? तो देशमुख सर। मैंने बोला आप कल एनसीसी का सिलेक्शन हुआ? बोले एमसीसी का। हाँ। तो बोला अपने बच्चों को नहीं दिए तुमने रफीक? बोला ऐसे बहुत बच्चों को नहीं दिए कि हमारा बच्चा कुछ बनने वाला है, आप इसको एमसीसी दो इसको। फिर भी नहीं बोल रहे। फिर मैं एचएम के पास गया। बोला सर हमारे बच्चे को ये एमसीसी नहीं दे रहे, आपकी जितने हाई स्कूल के बच्चे हैं 12 साल से 15 साल तक सबको रनिंग कराओ, एक भी बच्चा हमारे बच्चे के आगे गया तो एमसीसी नहीं देना। उन्होंने मेरी बात के ऊपर उनको ऐसा लगा कि तो कुछ बात है, उन्होंने सर को बोला देखो ये 5 बच्चे जो है ये आपने सिलेक्शन करे, उनको इंटरेस्ट नहीं इनको इंटरेस्ट है, दे दो। वो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं थी वो, तो उन्होंने उसको एमसीसी दे दिए। फिर उस साल उसका सर्टिफिकेट मिला उनको। तो देशमुख सर ने मेरे को बुला के बहुत अच्छा होगा, और सर ये जो बच्चा है ये आपका नाम रोशन करने वाला है।
By the time he was in junior college, he had climbed all the hills in the town and wanted to pursue more. His desire turned into reality when his college arranged a trek to Manali. On the first call, Rafiq jumped in and grabbed the opportunity. Finally, he was leaving the town to begin his journey in the very world of mountaineering.
तो हमको पता ही नहीं था, शाम में आए बताए तो वो बजरंग लेप वो लगा दी मैंने शाम के टाइम में थोड़ा सीखे वीखे, और सुबह में निकल गए, सुबह चले गए। फिर कुछ ऐसा थोड़ा फिक्र हो रही थी कि क्या हो रहा उधर, कैसा उसका हाथ होगा। तो घर में किसको नहीं बताया था, उनके पापा को नहीं था ऐसा मालूम, तो बाद में मालूम हुआ उनको, लगाए देखे। सुबह निकल गए, ब्यागा होगा टांगने के लगे तो फिर थोड़ा रोना आने के लगा। नहीं नहीं कुछ नहीं डांटी, सिर्फ उनकी जिद थी जाने की, जाना है मुझे नरोडे साथ गए।
Halfway through the journey, his guide deduced that Rafiq had dislocated his shoulder. He took Rafiq to a local hospital and told him to return home immediately, but Rafiq refused. He chose ambition over convenience. In 2003, he completed the trek of Gangotri to Gomu and was a member of Mount Jogintri expedition in Uttarkashi without any other injuries. And on that mountain, he realized that this is what he wanted to do for the rest of his life.
माझं लहानपणच डोंगरदऱ्यात मला खूप आवडायचं फिरण्यासाठी. म्हणजे जिथं थोडंसं वरती गेल्यानंतर मला एक वेगळा आनंद मिळायचा. आणि त्याच्यामुळेच मी तेव्हा विचार केला नव्हता की मी एव्हरेस्टला जाईल किंवा माझे एव्हरेस्ट हा स्वप्न आहे.
Since his childhood, Rafiq was intrigued by the police force. After completing his college, he applied for it. In its selection process, there was a race of 100 meters. Given his physique and his MCC training, he came first and got selected. In 2006, he joined Maharashtra Police as a proud servant of the nation. People often forget their dream once they settle into their routine life. But Rafiq was not one of them. He was first posted as a constable at Khultabad police station, a small village near Aurangabad. There were two ways for Rafiq to reach Khultabad. One was by road and the other through hills. He chose the second one. By the time he started climbing those hills, he knew he had to climb the Everest.
ॲक्च्युली मी खुलताबाद पोलीस स्टेशनला इन्चार्ज म्हणून नेमणुकीस होतो. त्यावेळी रफिक माझ्याकडे नेमणुकीस होता कॉन्स्टेबल म्हणून. तर त्यावेळी प्रथम वेळेस त्यांनी मला इच्छा प्रकट केली की मला सर एव्हरेस्ट सर पास करायचं. एलोरा आणि खुलताबाद हा परिसर डोंगरमय असल्याकारणाने तो त्याची ड्युटी करून तो रंगीत तालीम आणि त्याची प्रॅक्टिस करत होता. सकाळ संध्याकाळ तो कायम डोंगरात राहायचा आणि नंतर येऊन त्याची ड्युटी बजावायचा. आणि ज्यावेळेस तो औरंगाबादला येत असे त्यावेळेस तो सायकलीवर जाऊन अपडाऊन करत होता. सायकलीवर यायचा आणि सायकलीहून परत जायचं. म्हणजे ती सुद्धा त्याची एक रिहर्सल त्या सायकलीच्या माध्यमातून सायकलिंगच्या माध्यमातून होत होती.
During his first trek to Manali, Rafiq came to know about basic mountaineering course in Manali. He knew he had to start somewhere, so he applied for the leave and went for it.
I was sitting in my department and we used to meet very frequently. Once in a while he would meet, he would tell me I'm posted now at Aurangabad Rural, I'm posted at, some SP office, ATS and so on and so forth. So one evening, 4 o'clock around, you could say he walked into my cabin and typically with his style, Jai Hind sir, Are Jai Hind Rafiq, I said, Aao beta, kaise ho? I said, sir, theek hai. Sir, do you have 5 minutes? He said, I wanted to discuss something. I said, yes, most welcome, sit down, bolo kya hai? So he said, sir, I want to climb Everest. Everest chadna hai. And I was like, Himalaya wala Everest? Said, yes, sir. So honestly, I was very shocked for a moment. Yes, this boy is very simple, no doubt about that. But someone just walks across and says, sir, I want to climb Everest. So I was for a moment, is this guy gone bipolar or what? In a manic phase, people talk about Everest and climbing the moon. Uske niche to baat hi nahi karte, going to the moon. So I said, Rafiq, are you serious about it? And he said, yes, sir. So it's basically his simplicity, but I knew always that this guy, beneath the surface, had a lot of staying power, a lot of talent, a lot of perseverance, hard work. So yes, I did take him seriously and I said, yes, what are the preparations that you are doing? First you tell me about that, then we'll discuss about Everest. And then he told me, in detail everything. So for 5 minutes that he was asking, we sat down for at least an hour. And he told me about the cycling stuff he did, all the running part, the 20 kg haversack and all, moving around with that. He also showed me the emails he had exchanged with ex-Everesters and with, other sports personalities. And I said, all right, this boy is really serious and he means, what he says.
In 2005, Rafiq climbed Mount Shitidhar in Kullu district, which was at 5,250 meters. After that, he never looked back. He climbed Seven Sisters, Mount Friendship and Mount Patalsu on his own. After these expeditions, Rafiq was quite confident and prepared for Everest. But that was not the only problem for him.
In a more lighter mood, we would say we have to climb the financial Everest first and then the physical Everest. So for youngsters who are aspiring to be good mountaineers and climbing Everest, I think they also have to take this into account. The mental part of climbing the Everest, the financial part, and then comes the physical Everest. He was born in a very simple rural family. I know his father is a farmer. And it was really a huge dream for him. It is for anyone, but to raise such a huge amount of money, it was really tough. I remember we used to write down letters to companies, to all good people whom we thought they could help us, to the government. We approached political parties, all and sundry, whoever we thought could give us whatever little sum they could.
To summit the Everest, every mountaineer needs at least 25 lakh rupees. There are equipment, food expenses, travelling expenses, permit to climb Everest and many more. A constable from Maharashtra cannot afford 25 lakh rupees. The only option for him was to get sponsors. Even with sponsors, it was a huge amount. Climbing Everest was not just Rafiq Sheikh's dream, but even his friends and Maharashtra police came forward to help him in any way possible. Finally, Rafiq's humble behavior led him to the summit of financial Everest. Officers from his department, industrialists, media reporters came forward to help him. Rafiq travelled across Pune, Mumbai and many cities to get the money he needed for his journey. Some of his friends even gave their salaries for his dream. He had to manage between his dream, his job and social life. To raise the money, Rafiq even started strength and health awareness programs by showing and sharing his talent in rope climbing and rock climbing throughout the cities. By doing so, he became quite popular in the region. Rafiq had an advisory panel. This panel consisted of 18 members. This panel encouraged him to overcome the financial situations and motivated him to keep fighting for his dream.
See, normally I don't judge people, right? But if you want to know, he was a very humble, with very simple mindset. So he was in the police, but that doesn't show me any reflections of his character of that. He was a very polite and humble boy. It amazed me when I heard about his story because mountains were his friends. Right from his childhood, as I heard from him, he used to get attracted to the mountain right from the childhood. And mountains were his friends. And he was very comfortable with the mountains. And that surprised me when I heard about his passion, that mountaineering was his first love. Some small group of our friends, we stood up, and there I thought I can be of some help to him for his next journey.
I think it was one of great happiness in the sense that I was really happy about the scale of his ambition. You know, typically we encounter police constables who tend to be so caught up with their work as well as their family lives, and you know the many pressures that face any police official for that matter, that they don't necessarily think of anything outside it, anything beyond it, or something above it. And here Rafiq was telling me literally about an achievement that was on top of the world. So in that sense, I was very, very happy about to see that you know, जैसे हम जज्बा कहते हैं, that his jazba was so high and that his scale of ambition was actually much beyond what many highly privileged persons would even dream about. So in that sense, I found it very inspiring personally also.
And he was so clear and with like full preparation and full confidence. That really like was inspiring.
वो क्या एक्सपीरियंस है, मैंने इनसे पूछा, इन्होंने अपना एक्सपीरियंस वगैरह बताया, फिर मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस गेन हुआ कि हाँ भाई ये लड़का जो है यंग है, एनर्जेटिक है और जिसमें कितनी एंथुजियाज्म है, ये कर पाएगा.
I was actually impressed by his commitment to the cause, and although I had not known him much, it seemed that he is a person who will be able to put in the required work and whatever it takes to reach the peak.
मैंने उनको जानना चाहा कि उनका एम क्यों है एवरेस्ट चढ़ना और उनका डिटर्मिनेशन कैसा है इस पे काम करने की, उसकी क्लैरिटी क्या है, क्यों चढ़ना चाहते हैं. एक बात समझ आई कि ये आदमी बहुत डिटर्मिन्ड है और जो भी काम करने जा रहा है उसके बारे में उसकी क्लॅरिटी बहुत अच्छी है.
की बस एकच एम जे त्यांनी एव्हरेस्टला काही केल्यास जायचं हे मनाशी ठरवलेलं होतं आणि त्या ध्येयाच्या दृष्टिकोनातूनच तो प्रत्येक गोष्ट विचार करायचा. तसं ध्येय वेडा असा मुलगा वाटला मला.
He doesn't have an aura about himself. He doesn't, in spite of having done so many things even before I met him, he didn't have air about himself. So that was the first thing that struck me.
On 7th April 2014, with the blessings of thousands, Rafiq set his first foot towards the mountain. The journey began with the flag-off ceremony by Maharashtra Police in Aurangabad city. The expedition started by a bus from Aurangabad to Pune and then a flight from Pune to Delhi, followed by another flight from Delhi to Kathmandu. Kathmandu is the capital of Nepal and is a hub for Himalayan mountain expeditions. It is the kingdom for mountaineers. Here, all the mountaineers check their equipment for safety. From Kathmandu, Rafiq took a flight to Lukla Airport. Lukla Airport is known as Tenzing Hillary Airport. It is named after Sherpa Tenzing Norgay and Sir Edmund Hillary, who were the first to put a step on the summit of Everest in 1953, and also to mark their efforts in the construction of this airport.
Sir Edmund Hillary's meeting was a chance encounter for me in 1986 because I was in the Navy and he came to our base. In 1953, he had done Everest trekking. So when I met him, it was 33 years after his achievement. So he was already a big celebrity. He was ambassador of New Zealand to India, and he was High Commissioner of New Zealand to India. And what I remember of him, that in spite of having big achievement, he was very down to earth, and he would relate to us as one of them, one amongst us. And this is the same thing which I see in Rafiq.
Lukla Airport is situated at 2,860 meters. It is considered as the most dangerous airport in the world. From Lukla, the journey consists of small villages like Phakding. Here trekkers usually stay for Buddhist ceremony. In Phakding, Buddhist prayer inscriptions are carved into the side of large boulders. From Phakding, it is 5 to 6 hours walk to Namche Bazaar. Namche Bazaar is the center of Sherpa culture. It is a gateway to the high Himalayas, and that is the main reason why people prefer to stay here. The village is situated above altitude sickness threshold and is suitable for acclimatization. Once the body is acclimatized, next stop in the journey is Gorakshep, which is situated at 5,160 meters. Gorakshep is the last stop to Everest Base Camp and home to many Sherpa people. Gorakshep was the base camp in 1952. Later the camp was moved closer to the mountain just below the Khumbu icefall. Base camp looks like a small village built by the mountaineers, which contains doctors, managers to assist them to achieve the summit. After the base camp on the mountain, the mountaineer has to rely on these doctors and managers. Everest is also called Sagar Matha by Sherpa community. When most people hear the word Sherpa, they think of somebody who is there to carry bags up and down high altitude mountains like Mount Everest. However, they are more than that. Sherpas guide the way. They set up the ladders, ropes and make tents so others can sleep. They are the ones who make sure that the route is safe.
Minma, our Sirdar, yes.
Hello, namaste.
Nima is our cook, our guide, our hero. Everything is what?
Everything is good. Thank you so much.
On 17th April 2014, Rafiq Shaikh was climbing down from Mount Iceland in Chikung and reached the base camp of Mount Everest situated at 5,550 meters on 20th April 2014. Few meters from the base camp lies the Khumbu Icefall. It is situated at the head of the Khumbu Glacier, which is at an altitude of 5,486 meters on the Nepali slope. It is one of the most dangerous stages to reach the summit. One of the reasons why it's dangerous is that it consists of vast crevices. On 18th April 2014, at around 6:30 in the morning, when Rafiq and other mountaineers were traveling towards base camp, Sherpas were opening the routes through the Khumbu Glacier for the season, and they were hit by an avalanche. That devastating event killed 16 Sherpas and injured 9. The news hit Rafiq as hard as the avalanche. This incident was the most horrific event that ever occurred on Everest. After this, Nepal government cancelled all the Everest expeditions that year.
मैं नरेंद्र राव फ्रॉम डिस्ट्रिक्ट रेवाड़ी हरियाणा से और मैं अभी यहाँ 20 डेज से यहाँ बैठा हुआ हूँ, लेकिन कुछ ट्रेजिडी की वजह से यहाँ से क्लाइंबिंग नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो आई विल रिटर्न बैक एंड देन कम नेक्स्ट ईयर फॉर क्लाइम एवरेस्ट। थैंक्स।
मेरा नाम है सुब्रतो चक्रवर्ती, मैं कलकत्ता से आया हूँ। तो सब जैसे उम्मीद लेके आते हैं माउंट एवरेस्ट क्लाइम करने के लिए, तो ऐसे हम भी आया, मगर अनफॉर्चुनेटली एक्सीडेंट हो गया, तो उसकी वजह से तो क्लाइंबिंग बंद है, तो हम लोग सब नीचे जा रहे हैं, तो यही एक्सपीरियंस है। थैंक यू।
And Rafiq had to return with disappointment.
पहिल्या एक्सपिडिशनला तर खूप मोठा एक दडपणच होतं. तर पहिल्या वर्षी बरेच काही लोकांनी मदत पण केली होती आणि मी पण सोसायटी, पोलीस वेलफेअर आणि स्वतःचं काही जेवढे माझे जवळचे मित्र होते त्यांच्याकडून काही कर्ज घेऊन आणि माझी स्वतःची राहती गाडी विकून सुद्धा मी गेलो. पण ते अनफॉर्च्युनेटली ते सर्व एक्सपिडिशन कॅन्सल झालं 2014चं. जगभरातील सर्व मोहिमा रद्द झाल्या.
Anyone would have given up after investing so much time, money and hard work. But Rafiq had a history of not to give up on his dream. His mentors and the Department of Police kept his spirit. In 2015, Rafiq started working on his second attempt to climb Everest. When an event such as this occurs, people lose faith in their dream. For Rafiq, it was a financial Everest in 2014. Now in 2015, he faced financial as well as psychological Everest. This time, Rafiq planned to climb Everest as well as Lhotse, a combined mission of 72 days. To raise money the second time, Rafiq sold his bike and drew every loan that he could. He convinced some more sponsors to donate to his cause.
रफीक से मेरी मुलाकात जब रफीक फर्स्ट एक्सपीडिशन पे गए और जहाँ पे जो हादसा हुआ उस टाइम से है। मैं ये देखता था कि रफीक कंटिन्यूस जिस तरह से अपने पैशन को लेके आगे बढ़ने की कोशिश करते थे, चाहे वो अकेले हो चाहे लोग साथ जुड़ते जाए, मगर उनकी अपनी जो ख्वाहिश थी, अपना जो पैशन था, वो हासिल करने के लिए वो सिर्फ आगे बढ़ते गए।
Basically, achieving such a big thing like expedition like Mount Everest itself is a very big thing, and a person who is going to try for it was itself a very big thing in itself. So I thought I should be part of his expedition.
He boarded the plane on 6th April 2015 with a flag-off ceremony. He reached the base camp on 18th April 2015.
और बेस कैंप एवरेस्ट बॉयज फॉल।
By this time, he made some new mountaineering friends like Kuntal Joyshar, Kishore Dhankude, Josh Khobush and Nigma Sherpa, Sardar of the Sherpa team who has climbed Everest 7 times. A fellow mountaineer is like a lifeline to every trekker. At base camp, doctors did a thorough checkup of trekkers to see if they were mentally and physically fit enough to make an ascent. Once approved by doctors, climber needs to reach Camp 2 and return for acclimatization purposes.
कैंप 2, कैंप 1, वो ज़्यादा नीचे नहीं।
One of the most difficult steps for Rafiq was Khumbu Icefall. It is situated at the head of Khumbu Glacier and is constantly melting. This means the glacier is moving with around 3 to 4 feet every day. The crevices can open with little or no warning. These crevices could be 150 feet below the surface. That is equivalent to a 15-story building. Climbers usually brave the passage early in the morning when the freezing overnight temperatures mean the ice is less prone to move.
We are going inside a crevasse. We are currently on Mount Everest Camp 1, and I'm standing near a crevasse, and I'm going to show you how deep the crevasse is. So here you see the Khumbu Glacier. These glaciers are formed over millions of years of snow and ice accumulation. When these glaciers go over mountain terrain and they take turns and they take dips and they go up, that's when a lot of fractures happen in the terrain of the glacier, and these fractures or these small holes or these big gaping holes are called crevasses. There's a very funny story in the Sherpa world that most people tend to ask how deep are the crevasses, and the answer is that if you go inside a crevasse and shout, then the voice is going to come out of America. So that's how deep the crevasses can be. Kidding, joking aside, crevasses typically can easily be around anywhere from 10 feet to about 500 feet deep.
Rafiq safely reached Camp 1 on 23rd April.
We're reaching Camp 1. Our team is safe.
Stayed there for a day.
हम लोग अभी निकल रहे हैं कैंप 1 से कैंप 2 के लिए। ये हमारे सरदार मिस्टर मिंगमा जी, नितेश मोदी, भगवान जी, और ये आप देख रहे हैं एवरेस्ट का पूरा रीजन, और ये मेरे पीछे जो दिख रहा है ब्लैक स्टोन, ये है दुनिया की हाईएस्ट माउंटेन, Mount Everest.
And early morning on 24th April, he reached Camp 2 for their acclimatization process. He stayed there for some time and returned to Camp 1 on the same day.
Snow, melting, yes, boiling water, so many snow.
I cannot do anything as well.
मना उसको सबमिटर कैसे आएंगे तुम तक?
मुझे तो मैं खुद ही बोलता हूँ। No, I am completely knackered today. Completely knackered today after 8.5 hours of walking in the icefall, and now I am recovering. And Rafiq is not letting me recover.
On 25th April, he reached base camp safely. During the afternoon of 25th April 2015, an earthquake of 7.9 struck Nepal. Which triggered avalanches near the mountains. One of the avalanche was initiated from Pumori mountain, which is very close to the base camp. Around 300 people on base camp were clueless about the earthquake, and suddenly they heard a loud crack. Rafiq, who was in a tent having breakfast that time, knew something bad had happened, and everyone came out of their tents. As they were staring at the White Mountains, Rafiq saw a huge wall of ice approaching the camp. Death was approaching him, and he stood there. He couldn't bear the thought of not reaching the summit second time. A thought of survival entered his mind, and he threw himself behind a puja stone and survived another horrific event.
जेव्हा ही परिस्थिती चालू होती तर सर्व लोक असे इकडे तिकडे लपत होते, पण माझ्या माइंड मध्ये जे विचार चालू होता तो विचार हा होता का परत मी एवढ्या लोकांची मदत घेऊन परत काही कर्ज वगैरे करून परत एक्सपिडिशन साठी आलेलो आहे. परत आता हे एक्सपिडिशन रद्द होईल आणि पुढच्या वेळेस मला नाही वाटत हे एक्सपिडिशन परत होऊ शकते. आणि मग त्यावेळेस मी खूप थकलो होतो आणि ते माइंडमध्ये विचार होता. ऑलमोस्ट सांगतो असा मोठा अॅव्हलांच समोर आल्यानंतर सुद्धा मी त्याच्या समोरच उभं होतो, असं बघत होतो. ते एकदम समोर येत होता आणि नंतर काही असं म्हणजे सेकंद पुढं होता तो आणि तेव्हा मी स्वतः तिथं एका ठिकाणी बसलो. कारण बरेच लोक तिथून असे पळत होते आणि मला तेच माइंडमध्ये चालू होतं, की आता आपली एक्सपिडिशन रद्द होणार. मला अशी मरण्याची तिथं भीती नव्हती. कधी-कधी असं वाटत होतं त्याच्या खाली दबून मेले तरी उत्तम. कारण ते परत येऊन एवढं सर्व स्ट्रगल करणे, परत लोकांना ते फेस करणे खूप अवघड काम होतं माझ्यासाठी.
फोन किए उनके लोगों ने, जैसे सभी लोग मिलने को आ रहे घर पे, पब्लिक मिलने को आ रहे लोग, कुछ ना कुछ हुआ है ऐसा. सब दिल नहीं बोलता था मेरा कि नहीं हुआ होगा. बाद में बोले नासिक में रुके, इधर रुके, तो मैं बोलती कि बच्चे को मेरे को लेकर चलो आते, कुछ ना कुछ हुआ होगा. बोले फिर आ गए हो 5-6 रोज के बाद घर पे आ गए.
About 11:56 in the morning, we had just come back down from Camp 2, and there was a big earthquake at the base camp. What happened after this is that there was a big avalanche that followed the earthquake, and we were all standing at the base camp. And the first time when we saw the avalanche, I have to tell you that I didn't think that we were going to die, but I was 100% sure that we were going to die. So when we actually, sort of came out of that avalanche alive, we were, just plain lucky to come out alive out of that.
Nobody thought that such kind of avalanche will take place in the base camp. So, and at the same time, the earthquake came. Because of the earthquake, the avalanche happened. So nobody was alert enough to sense the emergency of that time. And everybody was relaxed, and even Rafiq was relaxed at that time. And due to earthquake, I choose the topmost position so that I can get myself safely out of any emergency. And he was there standing outside the dining tent. I still remember he was standing between the prayer flags and the tent. And when I saw that avalanche is coming towards us, I shouted very loudly. But he didn't sense that thing, and he was quite relaxed, as he is relaxed all the time everywhere. And that was very unique for me, because still everybody is running for his life, and he was quite relaxed. Okay, no problem.
Death and destruction spread on the mountain. Rafiq and his fellow mountaineers had to trek back from base camp to Lukla, where Indian Air Force came to rescue the climbers from Lukla airport. The news spread on national and international television.
We are now joined by two gentlemen who are trying to make a quest attempt for the Everest. They were there at the base camp when the earthquake happened. In fact, Kuntal here is in that video of Mount Everest immediately when the earthquake was happening, which went viral world over. Kuntal, thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us. How was it at the base camp when the earthquake struck?
We saw this huge cloud. I mean, like unreal cloud. I haven't seen anything this size in my entire life. So you have this huge cloud and it's only 3 seconds away. You really have no time to basically think or, figure out the next steps. All you can do is, pretty much just hide. But to be very frank, the only thought that crossed my mind is, it's all over for me. Probably this is the last time, I'm doing anything in my life. I mean, pretty much I'm facing death is what I was thinking.
Right. And Rafiq, how is the situation right now? From Lukla you've come right now. And as far as relief, rescue is concerned, have you seen anything at all happening?
No, Lukla condition is very good. We are staying 2 days in Lukla. So most bad condition is the base camp. So we are happy to reaching it safe in Kathmandu.
After the event, Rafiq reached Sangkhu village near Kathmandu only to witness an annihilation. Nearly 9,000 people died in Nepal and 22,000 were injured. It was the worst natural disaster to strike Nepal. The picture of destruction touched Rafiq's soul, so he decided to stay and help. They prepared food for homeless and hungry. People were living on the street. Everyone who was capable of helping stayed and contributed.
ये हमारा दोनों कोई नहीं था घर पे
People lost their homes. Rafiq and fellow climbers helped many by cooking food and providing shelter. After the earthquake, the transport system collapsed, and the Indian Air Force made efforts to rescue helpless and injured. Rafiq returned to Aurangabad with grief and negativism. He could not face his mentors, parents, and people who put their efforts in his ascent 2 times in a row. Grief covered his mind and made an impact on his dream. After some days, he wrote a letter to everyone telling how sorry he was that he could not make a climb.
जेव्हा अपयश माणसाला येतो तर त्यावेळेस तो खूप खचून गेलेला असतो. म्हणजे मानसिक दृष्ट्या त्याची मानसिकता ही खूप मंदावलेली असते. तर त्यावेळेस त्याला गरज असते थोडासा आधाराची, थोडासा त्याला पॉझिटिव्ह ठेवायची. कारण तो वेळेस तो माणूस 100% निगेटिव्ह असतो. त्याच्यामुळे त्याची परिस्थिती ही खूप डेंजर असते. म्हणजे त्या कोणते पण सिच्युएशन मध्ये तो जाऊ शकतो. जेव्हा एवढे मोठे अपयश येतात आणि तरी त्याच्यातून उभा राहून परत सर्व काही करायचं म्हटल्यावर.
Rafiq was stubborn. He started preparing for his 3rd attempt. People told him not to do it and to focus on his career. His parents wanted him to get married and settle.
A lot of people told me, Kuntal, do not go back home. I even remember that Rafiq was telling me that a lot of people told Rafiq that every time you go to climb Everest, people die there. So don't go climb Everest. So many people were telling us, don't climb Everest, stop this madness and go home.
Mountain is the soul of a mountaineer. As you don't take out a soul from a body, you don't take out a mountain from a mountaineer. On 4th April 2016, Rafiq Shaikh left Aurangabad for his 3rd attempt on Everest. On 8th April 2016, he reached Lukla airport. From Lukla, it took him 9 days to reach the base camp. This time it shouldn't have been hard for him, as he already had been at base camp twice. But the things that Rafiq experienced in the last 2 attempts would haunt anyone for the rest of their lives. On the night of 15th May 2016, at 2 o'clock, Rafiq cross-checked the weather. The day was beautiful to make an ascent, and at 3, he started climbing towards Camp 1. First step was Khumbu Icefall. He crossed it without any obstacles. After this, his confidence was boosted and he reached Camp 1. From Camp 1 to Camp 2, it was very hot and it took Rafiq 2 to 3 hours to reach Camp 2.
45 minutes, we are reaching Camp 2, almost 6,300 meters.
On 15th May 2016, Rafiq reached Camp 2 in the late evening. He stayed there till the morning of 17th May 2016.
Reaching at Camp 2, आम्ही सर्व Camp 2 ला पोहोचलात. उद्या आम्ही Camp 3 साठी जाणार आहेत. सर्वांची आमची टीम सर्व फिट आहे, सर्व व्यवस्थित आहे आणि एव्हरेस्ट आमच्या खूप जवळ आहे. उद्या आम्ही कॅम्प 3ला जाणार आहे. सर्व व्यवस्थित होईल. वेदर आमच्या सोबत आहे. सर्व लोकांच्या शुभेच्छा आहे. उद्या आम्ही कॅम्प 3ला जात आहे.
The next stage was Lhotse Face. Lhotse is the 4th highest peak on Earth. The Lhotse Face is the steep wall of ice and snow that holds Camp 3. He reached there on 17th May 2016 at 2 in the evening. Rafiq climbed Lhotse Face twice, first for acclimatization and then on the way to the summit. On 18th May 2016, he started ascending towards Camp 4. Now the climb became too difficult because the oxygen level here decreases almost to 33%. That means you are breathing only once out of 3 times. So one needs to carry supplementary cylinders to reach the summit. Rafiq was carrying around 15 kilograms on his shoulders. At 25,000 feet, it is difficult to even take a single step.
माझ्यासोबत तुम्ही बघताय का, इथं ऑक्सिजन नसल्यामुळे सर्व क्लाइंबर्सला असे ऑक्सिजन सिलेंडर्स आणि मास्क याच्यात राहावं लागतं. हे बघा रेग्युलेटर मास्क आणि हे एक असते त्याच्या थ्रू जेव्हा हे बंद होतं त्याच्या थ्रू तुम्हाला कळत असतं का कशा पद्धतीने हे ऑक्सिजन मास्क काम करतंय. तर ऑलमोस्ट तुम्ही बघत असाल का हे व्हाईट जेव्हा बंद होतं तर तेव्हा असं होतं का यावेळेस ऑक्सिजन सिलेंडर तुमचं समाप्त होणार. आता माझा ऑक्सिजन सिलेंडर हा ऑलमोस्ट काही मिनिटाने समाप्त होईल. मग त्यावेळेस मला ऑक्सिजन सिलेंडर चेंज करावं लागणार. इथं बोलते वेळेस नॉर्मली साधारणतः धापा लागत असतात. खूप चॅलेंजिंग मिशन असतं असं. या मिशनवर जाणं आणि हे मिशन यशस्वीरित्या पूर्ण करणं.
On 26,300 feet lies South Col, where Camp 4 is situated.
You see South Col?
South Col is a white monster which resides between Lhotse and Everest. It is also called Death Zone. Since climbers can only survive for 2 to 3 days here because of the altitude level, South Col serves as a midpoint for people to rest and move forward to Lhotse or Everest. Rafiq reached South Col on 18th May at 1 p.m.
We are reaching South Col. Our leader, Mr. Kuntal Joishar.
We have been trying for 2 years. This is our 3rd try. And we have made it to South Col, which is 8,000 meters. Hopefully we will also make it to the summit and fulfill our dream.
From Camp 4, there is no stop or camp to rest. After Camp 4, his legs started sweating. Rafiq knew the consequences of this. At this altitude and in minus 40 degrees Celsius, it means only one thing: frostbite. He had 2 choices. One, to return home with losing some part of his toes, or make summit and probably lose his life. But no great minds ever existed without a touch of madness. He kept ascending towards the summit. At midnight of 18th May, he reached South Summit, which appears like the summit of Everest, but actually it isn't. Many mountaineers return from this point thinking that they have summited Mount Everest. Now, between Rafiq and the summit, there was only one obstacle: the Hillary Step. In 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary first encountered a vertical rock face with a height of around 12 meters approximately at 8,790 meters. Sir Hilary climbed it without using any rope, and since then, people started calling it Hilary Step in honor of his bravery. On 19th May 2016, at 9:02 in the morning, Rafiq reached the top of the world. He was exhausted. He couldn't feel his toes of left leg. Still, he was smiling, tears in his eyes and two flags in his hand. One of tricolor Indian flag and other of Maharashtra police. Rafiq, a kid from Naigaon. Rafiq, the first Maharashtra police constable who failed twice and conquered Everest not once but infinite times in his mind, was there to look at the world from the highest peak on earth. There was nothing above him but sky and clouds. But this was not the end of Rafiq's problem. He still had to descend safely with a frostbite to his left leg. Somehow Rafiq reached Camp 2. There he checked his leg, which was not in a good shape. He made contact with base camp and told his manager about it.
ज्यावेळेला रफिकचं समिट झालं कळलं त्यानंतर तो सगळे लोक त्यांनी खुशीत म्हणत होते म्हणून मी एक लोकांना रिक्वेस्ट केली की ठीक आहे सगळं आहे फक्त आता रफिकचं समिट झालेलं आहे सगळेजण अभिनंदन होते व्हेरी गुड म्हटलं अजून त्याचं एक्सपिरियन्स संपलेलं नाही त्याला खाली यायचंय जसं जाणं जेवढं अवघड आहे त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त खाली येणं अवघड आहे कारण जास्तीत जास्त ऍक्सिडेंट हे खाली येताना झाले त्यामुळे त्याच्यासाठी जास्त तुम्ही प्रार्थना करा आपल्या हातात दुसरं काहीच नाही की तुम्ही तुमचे वेल विशेषच रफिकला वाचू शकते तर आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या ज्या पॉझिटिव्ह एनर्जीज आहेत ते त्याला देत राहा एवढंच त्यांना फक्त त्याच्या मेसेजवरती टाकत होतो आणि अचानक मला 6:30 वाजता परत मेसेज आला की जरा प्रॉब्लेम आहे की रफिकला पायाला फ्रॉस्टबाईट झालेला आहे आणि तो चालण्याच्या मनस्थितीत नाहीये की त्याला त्रास होतो खूप आणि त्यांनी तिथं पाय काढून जे बूट काढून ज्यावेळेला त्या पाहिलं तर त्यावेळेला त्याला म्हणजे खूप सुजलं जातं पाय आणि बूट बसणंच अवघड होतं आणि तिथनं कॅम्प 2 वरून कुंभू ग्लेशियर क्रॉस करून बेस कॅम्पला यायचंय इट्स नॉट जोक खूपच रिस्की होतं लॅडर्स क्रॉस कर हे कर ते कर अवघड काम होतं मी त्याला एवढंच सांगितलं की ठीक आहे तू त्याला कुठल्याही परिस्थितीत इव्हॅक्युएट कर काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही तो म्हणला सर खर्च खूप मोठा आहे $16,000 खर्च आहे तर एवढं खर्च मी म्हटलं ठीक आहे काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही तू काय आता करू शकतो ते सांग मला आणि बाकी आपण काय असेल तर बघूया म्हणलं सर माझ्याकडे काय एवढे पैसे नाहीत पण मला काय थोडेफार पैसे जर ऍडजस्टमेंट झाली तर मी काहीतरी करतो
आनंद झाला मी त्यांना कॉंग्रॅच्युलेट केलं पण तेव्हा शेळके सरांनी सांगितलं की जोपर्यंत रफिक परत बेस कॅम्पला येत नाही तोपर्यंत त्याचं एव्हरेस्ट एक्सपिडिशन म्हणजे सेफली पूर्ण झाली म्हणता येत नाही त्याचं समिट झालेलं आहे पण अजूनही त्याला रिस्क आहे तो बेस कॅम्पवर येईल फोन करेल सगळं व्यवस्थित आहे सांगेल तेव्हा खरं म्हणजे आपल्यालाही छान वाटेल म्हणून तर मी म्हटलं म्हणजे असं काय असतं तर ते म्हणे नाही उतरताना खूप जास्त ऍक्सिडेंट होण्याची संभावना असते फ्रॉस्ट बाईट होतात ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आहेत त्याच्यामुळे तुम्हाला अवयव पण गमवावा लागतो हे सगळं आहे त्यामुळे मग परत मनात थोडी भीती झाली की समिट केलंय पण रफिक पूर्ण शरीरानिशी परत आला पाहिजे काही प्रॉब्लेम नको व्हायला पण नको व्हायचं ते झालं रफिक कॅम्प 2 ला पोहोचला तेव्हा त्याची कंडिशन बरीच खराब होती त्याला फ्रॉस्ट बाईट झाल्याचं कळलं शेळके सरांनी सांगितलं आणि मग शेळके सरांनीच कारण फ्रॉस्ट बाईट झाल्यानंतर क्विक निर्णय घेणं आवश्यक असतं त्याला ट्रीट करणं आणि त्याच्यामध्ये डिले झाला तर तुमचे बोट किंवा पाय किंवा मग डेथही होऊ शकते म्हणजे रिस्क खूप असते म्हणून त्यांनी परस्पर तो निर्णय घेतला त्याला एअरलिफ्ट करायचा आणि त्याला तिथून एअरलिफ्ट करून मग नेपाळला आणलं आणि ती गोष्ट त्यांनी माझ्याशी शेअर केली आणि रफिकचं तेव्हा म्हणणं होतं की बाबा तुम्ही कोणाला सांगू नका अजून की असं असं करतोय म्हणून पण माझ्या मनात तीच हे होतं की कोणाला सांगू नको पण ज्या डिपार्टमेंटनी आज रफिकला एवढी मदत केली सपोर्ट केला एनकरेज केलं आणि तो पोलीस डिपार्टमेंटचा
पहिला एव्हरेस्टवीर ठरलेला आहे, एवढं सगळं आहे, तर त्याच्या डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये साहेब लोकांना ही इन्फॉर्मेशन जायलाच पाहिजे आणि ही गेली तर काय व्हायची ती मदतच होईल. म्हणून मग मी रफिक नाही सांगितलं तरी पण संध्याकाळी मी पोलीस हेडक्वार्टरला गेलो इथे मिल कॉर्नरला आणि अमितेश कुमार सरांना भेटण्याचा प्रयत्न केला, पण तेव्हा तेही सुट्टीवर होते. मग त्यांना मी व्हॉट्सअपवर मेसेज केला की असं असं आहे, रफिकला प्रॉब्लेम झालेला आहे आणि अर्जंटली बोलू इच्छितो. तर जसा मी व्हॉट्सअप मेसेज ड्रॉप केला, ताबडतोब मला विदिन नेक्स्ट फ्यू मिनिट्स अमितेश कुमार सरांचा फोन आला आणि त्यांना मी इत्यंभूत माहिती दिली. त्यानंतर मात्र अमितेश कुमार सरांनी क्षणाचाही वेळ वाया न घालवता ताबडतोब सूत्र हलवली. त्यांनी चीफ मिनिस्टरना फोन केला आणि त्यांना माहिती दिली. त्यानंतर नेपाळमध्ये त्यांचा कोणी कझिन असतो जो डॉक्टर आहे, त्याला सांगितलं. त्यांनी जाऊन लगेच दुसऱ्या दिवशी सकाळी रफिकला इन्स्पेक्ट केलं आणि त्यांनी पण त्यांचं म्हणणं हे केलं की ताबडतोब रफिकला दिल्लीला आर्मी हॉस्पिटलला शिफ्ट केलं तर त्याचे फ्रॉस्ट बाईट झालेली जी बोट आहेत ती वाचू शकतात. आणि मग आपले चीफ मिनिस्टर साहेबांनी पण क्विक ऍक्शन घेतली. त्यांनी डिफेन्स मिनिस्टरलाही सांगितलं आणि रफिकला तिथं आर्मी हॉस्पिटल जे आहे दिल्लीचं तिथे ऍडमिट करण्यासाठी सगळी व्यवस्था केली. आणि मला वाटतं ह्या क्विक डिसिजन अमितेश कुमार सरांचं किंवा त्याच्या पोलीस डिपार्टमेंटचं, त्याच्यामुळेच रफिकचं जे काय फ्रॉस्ट बाईटमुळे त्याला नुकसान होणार होतं ते बोटांवर निभावलं गेलं. नाही तर माहित नाही पुढे आणखीन ते किती ॲग्रिवेट झालं असतं. तर वेळेवर अचूक निर्णय घेणं खूप कामी आलं.
After 20 days of treatment, doctors successfully saved his leg. Unfortunately, they had to cut down 3 of his toes. Nation prayed for his well-being. And many officers from police and politicians visited him. Even after his success, failures and tragedies, he still is the same humble, down-to-earth person that he was before his first attempt. On 10th June 2016, Rafiq was welcomed in Aurangabad by hundreds of people and Maharashtra police. Behind every successful man, there is a kid who never gave up on his dream. A kid from Naigaon who never gave up on his dream. That is why he could step onto the highest peak in the world. We wish that he keeps dreaming and keeps fighting to achieve his dreams for the rest of his life.